Hey everyone, thanks for joining us today. Today we're going to make a beautiful little scene and we're just going to use some old crayons, because we don't all have fancy paints or anything. Maybe you could find some crayons and draw along if you want. If not, that's okay too. You can just watch and enjoy, or even if you just have a pencil or a pen or an old napkin to draw on, doesn't matter. You can still draw along. It's all just about having fun and enjoying yourself. So, I just got these old crayons here, and I'm going to make a beautiful picture of the bluffs, like in Winona. I used to live in Winona, and I used to love sitting by the lake and seeing the bluffs and the lake right under it, reflecting them. So we're going to start with a horizon line. Alright, the horizon line for the bluffs. I'll put it kind of up here, and there's going to be a kind of a lump here for one of the bluffs. One of the bluffs can come up this way. We'll have the other one going over here. Now that's kind of hard to see, so I'm going to use a little bit of a darker green just to outline that. There we go. And the horizon line, that's where it almost looks like the sky and the ground are touching. So everything under here is going to be bluffs and lake. Everything up here is going to be the sky. Now I'm going to maybe, let's see. Why don't we start out with our sky? I'm going to do a nice sunset. Oh, this crayon is called Sun Glow. I think that's probably the one I should use first. So, I'm going to use this nice Sun Glow. And you know what? I'm not going to worry too much about having my coloring be super neat for this one. Because sometimes you can use that scribbly kind of art. You can actually make it look kind of nice. You can kind of add a texture or something. That's alright sometimes. I mean, it's good to practice being neat, but it doesn't always have to be. Sometimes it's just, this is your art. You make it the way you want to make it, right? And I'm going to add some nice buttery dandelion yellow in there, just down there. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to find a nice orange and just gently, in fact, maybe I'll peel off some of the paper of that orange. What I'm going to do is just gently kind of bring in a little bit of a texture into that sky. Just slowly, gently. Maybe some up here, it'll be like some clouds coming out from behind the bluffs. This is like right when the sun's about to go down. Those cool winds are blowing in. You're sitting by the lake and thinking, man, we live in a beautiful world. I'm glad I live in a beautiful place where I can enjoy it like this. Oh, that looks nice. I can start to see some clouds there, so I might darken part of it to say, you know what? We're going to put a cloud here, and this is the underside of the cloud. The under part is going to be a little darker, and the top part is going to be a little bit lighter. So you can see here, those are the beginnings of my clouds. So I might take a darker color like red just to really emphasize that underside, to give it a nice shadow. Yeah, there we go. And if you want to use some different colors for the clouds, that's fine. But just remember, the sky doesn't always have to be blue, right? The sky can be all kinds of beautiful colors. And us artists, we love these beautiful colors in the sky. Sometimes it just seems like a waste to just do blue all the time. Maybe we will add a little bit of blue though, just up here. Maybe I'll peel off the edge too. I really did like what that orange was doing. It's okay to peel your crayons, friends. At least I'm okay with it, because then you can do this. And you know what? It doesn't really ruin the crayon at all if you peel it. As long as they're your crayons. If they're your friend's crayons, or the school's crayons, maybe you want to ask first. But if they're your crayons, you do whatever you want with them. Just don't stick them up your nose. Alright, I like to add a little purple along with my red. You can't really see it that much, but it just adds a nice darkness to those clouds. Nice little shadow under those clouds. Really nice. Okay. That's a pretty nice sky. I think I like it. Now let's move on to the bluffs. Alright, so I'm going to do kind of a nice summary kind of bluff scene. And we're going to say this side of the bluffs would be a little darker. Okay, and this is my middle tone. This is middle green, all right? And I'm gonna kind of go with the scribbles with this one and say it's kind of part of the style of this picture, all right? I wanna give these bluffs kind of a texture with those scribbly things. That can actually be beautiful if you do it right. Like I said, it's good to practice being neat. Sometimes it's fun to be a little messy. All right, so the bluffs here are gonna go from dark to light, like that. So I have it dark over here, and I'm coloring less and less. And this one's the same thing. It's gonna be dark and getting lighter. And what we're gonna do with these bluffs, we're gonna layer lots of colors together. All right, I'm gonna start with just my basic green, but I'm gonna layer in colors for the parts with the lights shining on it real good. I'm gonna layer in some colors for where it's nice and shadowy. All right? Lighter and lighter until it's almost just white. There we go. Okay. Now, I like to take a blue, maybe even a dark blue if we can find it. Indigo, sure. And that's going to be my grassy shadow color. Now I know that the grass and the trees and the bluffs are not blue, but this will kind of blend in with it, and sometimes you can sneak in some other colors. You know, if you can sneak it in, people don't notice. It's like, ha! I got some nice pretty blue in there. You didn't even notice. And then your picture's even more colorful. There's that nice deep blue. This indigo, I guess, is kind of a purplish color. I didn't think of that was indigo, but I don't know. What do I know? I'm just an art teacher. Ooh, this one's called cerulean. Oh yeah, that's more of an ocean blue. I like that. That's a good transition there. And you know, the more of these colors we layer in, it's going to look more and more beautiful. That's starting to look really interesting. Much more interesting than just flat green, right? Now, I can take a light green, start transitioning this part. You see how that light green kind of pops there in the middle? And that light green, for the lightest parts of the bluff, is going to turn into a yellow. And it's going to make it look like they're just glowing in the sunset. It'll be absolutely gorgeous. And I'm going to have to find all these colors again because the water's going to be underneath it, and it's going to reflect all of the colors above and make a nice kind of balance to the picture. Same colors down here as up here. Because water's not always really blue. The water actually reflects whatever is above it, like a big mirror. So if the sky is blue, yeah, the water will look blue. But if the sky is orange and red and purple, it's going to be those colors too. I like the way those bluffs look. Sometimes I like to just step way back and get a look at it from far away. Oh yeah, I like that. I think that looks nice. Okay, but what I'm seeing from far away is it's harder to see my clouds. So what I'm going to do is go in with another dark kind of red color and really try to show you where those clouds are so you can really see it. I want you to see it. That's why I drew them. There we go. Don't be afraid to get, color really dark in some parts and really light. That's going to make something called contrast, where some parts are so dark, some parts are so light that it just pops and your eyes just go, wow! There we go. Let's take a look at that from farther away. Oh yeah, now I can really see those clouds. But I think we need some more of that orange middle tone, because I'm just seeing the dark part. So I'll add some more of that orange in there. There we go. That's going to kind of bridge that gap. Beautiful. Looking good. Okay. Now, I want to make the darkest parts of this bluff as dark as I can. But I don't always like to go to just black. Sometimes I like to try to do it with color. So I'm going to layer in just some purple, really heavy on that edge there. Actually, you know what? I think my indigo was working better than that. So I think I'm just, yeah, that indigo, you press really hard with it, it's going to get very dark. And that looks nice. I like that. And I'm kind of coloring in all directions. There's so many layers of it that it doesn't look like scribbling anymore. It kind of looks like texture. So there is a way to scribble and do it right. But, in school we teach you not to scribble because we want you to learn how to color neatly also, okay? But if you want to do this kind of coloring sometimes and you have a good reason for it, I say go for it. Try it out. Unless your teacher says not to, you know? Maybe your teacher's trying to get you to practice a little bit, and that's okay. Fill in some more green. There we go. I think I'm pretty happy with the way those bluffs look. Let's take a look. Okay. Now I think I'll make some water. And the water is not just going to be blue, like I said. It's going to reflect everything above. So, it's going to start with these bluffs. And it's not going to look exactly like what we see there. It's going to be a little bit broken up, a little bit hazy. So I'm going to peel my crayon here. I think for all the water parts, I might just do this peel the crayon kind of. So I'm looking, here's the green here. That's what I'm drawing down here, okay? Got some green and it comes up, that's the top of the bluff, like a mirror. And then I have this green that I'm going to copy down here. Okay. And then this green here. Copy down there. Alright. Now, we've got that indigo. This is the cerulean, but we can use the cerulean too. The cerulean's right about here. Right about there in the bluff. You can spend so much time just looking at that water rippling and reflecting all the beautiful colors, mixing them together, and it's a beautiful thing. That's why I like to do this picture so much. Alright. And I'm doing this darkest part of the bluff that you can see, the shadowy part with this, my lovely indigo. This is one of my new favorite colors to use. I didn't know that it was kind of like a dark bluish purple. It's kind of nice. There's all of these colors that are kind of weird versions of blue, like cerulean and indigo and turquoise and those kinds of things, and it's kind of hard to know what they all are. Alright, now I'm going to use my light green. This is like a yellow green. You know, if you were to take a little yellow and mix it in with your green, or a little green and mix it in with your yellow, which I know you've all done because I've seen our paint sets. I'm teasing a little bit, but yeah, this is a yellow green, very nice. And finally, yellow for that light side. Alright, so it looks like we have 3 upside down bluffs kind of in the water, right? That's what we're going for. And we want to kind of, well, I'll do the waves a little later. We want to get the colors first. I'll look at it from far away. Looks pretty good. Okay, now we get to do these beautiful sunset colors. Man, they're going to look so good in the water. And we'll start with our sun glow. Because, man, when you just look at that crayon, look at that. It's like the crayon just glows. Nice job, Crayola. Oh, a little chunk just fell off. That's my guy. Alright. Here we go. Start with that sun glow. Such a nice base. So neon colored. You can almost hardly see it, but it's just like, it adds a glow. I love it. Alright, got our sun glow. And we're going to take some orange. That's our next one. And just break it up. Now remember, let's copy every cloud, everything. We're just kind of lightly mimicking the colors that are up there. Alright, and then from there we went into some red. Where's my red? Who ate my red? Somebody ate my red. Who ate my red? Here, red, 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 red. Here, ready, 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 ready. Here we go. Okay. And we need a little bit of this, like, red violets. It's like a red with a little bit of purple in there. I'm almost wishing I had peeled all of these because that had such a nice look, and now I'm getting those lines. I don't really want the lines as much as this just nice stuff. That's what I want. Yes. That looks good. Okay, and then I think I've seen a little bit of that indigo in there. Yeah, let's bring in some of the indigo. There we go. Beautiful. Filling the gaps a little bit here. Okay. That's good. Now what's going to go in between? Well, when I'm looking at Lake Winona and the bluffs, there is kind of a little forest here. So I'm going to kind of do an impressionist kind of forest. Impressionist is going to mean, you know, I'm not drawing every branch, I'm not drawing every leaf, I'm filling it with color and getting the basic shapes. It's almost like if you kind of were to squint your eyes and look at a forest a little bit. This is kind of an impressionist picture, you could say. It's not exactly fine detail. It's more like capturing the colors and the basic shapes. It's like if you were to look at it for just a moment. Alright, so here I'll add some nice indigo for the deep shadows in that forest area. You know, I don't have to draw every little thing. Our imaginations can fill in the gaps for us, as long as the colors are all there. And maybe I'll add a little bit of our yellow in there to brighten up the tree space. Beautiful. And then the bank of the water, you know, I'll use a little bit of this cerulean color just to mark it. Let's see. I think I'll use the cerulean. I'll do some lines going across, and these are my waves. So far away, the waves are smaller and they're closer together. And as they get closer to you, they get bigger and farther apart. All right, and that's going to make it look like our water has a nice surface to it. A little bit of surface on that water. That looks cool. All right. I wish I had a really dark green, but I don't think I do. Just regular green here. But I want to make maybe some like grasses that sit along. This is where all the little ducks hang out, and the geese come and chase them around. I always thought the geese were kind of bullies to the ducks. I always feel bad for the ducks, but you know, geese are beautiful in their own way too. Maybe they've got a good reason. Maybe the ducks are pooping in their soup or something, I don't know. You know, you just never know what someone's going through, right? So you gotta give them the benefit of the doubt, meaning you gotta say, you know, I wonder what that person's going through to make them behave that way. Maybe somebody pooped in their soup this morning. Who knows? It looks nice, I like that. I'm still wanting a really darkness down here though, so I might just take my indigo and really drive it in there. Yeah, that's what we want. I want to see the edge of the water, you know, I want to have it really dark. There we go. This is turning out nice. From up, so this is impressionist kind of style. From up close, it's going to look like a lot of scribbles, and then from far away, hopefully, it'll look really beautiful. And I'm going to also use this cerulean to kind of double down on my waves here. Right. Okay. Wow, I like that. Now what we got to do is add the foreground, and the foreground is going to be kind of like this, but just up here. All right. So we can maybe get a little more detailed, but I'm not going to get too detailed with it. We want to see the impression of some grass sticking up, maybe some long pieces that come up like this. And this is where all the little ducks are hanging out. This is where I like to sit. And then we'll add some green in the grass there, long pieces. And we're going to layer lots of colors in there, make it nice and complex. All right, adding a nice yellow-green once again. There we go. And then, ooh, this is a really bright yellow. Let's try that out. Ooh, neon yellow. Let's put some of that in the sky. Yeah, get that glow up in there. That's what I'm talking about. Beautiful world we live in. We get sunset every day. Are you kidding me? We don't even have to pay for it. You just go out and get to see it. It's beautiful. I mean, do you think about that? The sky literally turns into millions of colors. Okay, maybe not millions, but the sky just is like this beautiful show for you every night. And how many things in life are free like that? Not a lot. It took me a while to realize that, but the sunset every day is such a gift. We don't always look at it. It's just right in front of us every day. Alright, so we got lots of interesting colors going on here. And then I think I'm just going to take a regular green to kind of ground it a little bit. Let's see if we can find just a normal looking green. These ones are a little weird. eat my green. Just kidding. I know none of you eat crayons. Nobody would do that. Who would eat crayons? That's gross. Alrighty, filling in the space. Oh, you know what? I'll use the side of the crayon because I have the paper peeled down. That's a good way for me to fill that space and add some texture. There we go. And the final step, I'm going to use my indigo. Let me just take a look at it. Yeah, I'm going to use my indigo and really drive up the shoreline just like I did here so we can really see the edge of that, the really darkest dark. Keep slipping down. Alright, I like that. Beautiful. I feel like I'm in Winona on a nice summer evening. I like it. Let's take a look. I can almost hear the waves. Well, I hope you enjoyed our painting today, everybody. Even if you don't have these art supplies, maybe this gives you some inspiration. Maybe it gives you some ideas. Because I know you got awesome ideas. You're all beautiful. You're all creative. All of you. Yes, you. I'm talking to you. You're beautiful. You're creative. Make lots of cool stuff, okay? Alright. Stay safe out there. I'll see you soon.